This week has not been the week. The green screen stopped working. Leicester City are crap. Fatawu is injured for an ACL. And as you can tell by the title, the channel has been fully demonetized. I've been thinking about how to address this and what does this mean for the channel going forward. Now, let me show you this. So if anybody knows that's got YouTube, there is something called the YouTube Studio app. You can manage your channel and everything through there. There is a section called Earn. If I click on that, as you can see there, your channel is not able to earn. You might be wondering why. I mean, as you know, I try and keep the content clean. No real threats of any kind of thing that would get demonetized. The main issue that we're having, if you can see there, no, it's having a bit of a paddy. Reuse content. So, you know, I've been doing the streams and I've been co-streaming them with Anil, Blue Tinted Glasses, Luke. We've been sharing them to our streams. And it's basically affecting monetization. Now, if you know them, and I did one with Ant recently where we did one of his shows and with Daz, and we streamed one of those. So myself, Daz, and he was more than fine. That's meant that the channel is not receiving any more money. Views have been dwindling on the channel for a while. But the thing is, I'm not too bothered. I'm not in this to make money. I'm not in this to try and make a YouTube career. Not really too interested. It's a hobby. I have my full-time job and I do that, and this is just on the side. But there's a couple of factors that are going into it, and this is one of them that quite hurt, because at the end of the day, Anil doesn't mind, Luke doesn't mind, and genuinely doesn't mind the amount of streams we've done together. And one of the main problems is there's a couple of things. A, the situation with Leicester City, because it's dire. It's not fun. And because this is a hobby and I'm not making money off it, and there isn't really anything new to talk about. I'm enjoying interviewing fans and going and speaking and doing post-match. In terms of talking about Leicester City and some of the things coming around about it, I'm not enjoying it. I liked it last year. And people say, always because you're losing. And losing isn't necessarily the case. I'll give you a bit of a story. So I used to go for years. So I started going to that. This might be a little bit of a history lesson or anything. When I started going, people that can remember, in the Craig Levine era. You could have a whole row to yourself. And I used to go down to the ground and we'd meet some friends when we were as a teenager and just go and watch football. And it was nice because it was the ground. It's my local team. And I just never saw them win. You could go, there was half the stewards weren't even there. You just pick up halfway and move to another stand because there was very little people in the ground. And then I started to do some stuff for, and then I just started enjoying it. And then when kind of college got in the way, went to a few games, and then I went to university around 2012. During that time, obviously, football really picked up. Leicester City went into the league, they had, then 4 years later, they ended up winning the Premier League. I never thought I needed a season ticket. That was a team that I thought, I didn't support the team because they were the best team. I supported the team because they were my team, my local team. And that meant a lot going into this. And I thought I'll just share this story with you at the moment. I never thought this club would go up and go into the Premier League. I'd be jealous of teams like Wolves. And we were the worst at that time. I think we were the worst. Coventry were better than us. Derby were better than us. Wolves, we never counted as a rival. They were better than us. Nottingham Forest were better than us. And we'd hang on for season after season, just avoiding relegation. And the one game that really made me believe was when if anybody can remember, Man City came to town. I've got some family members that are Man City fans. And this was like 2011, so way before, it wasn't way before the money, but they've been supporting them for years. So we went down, and I used to just go, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. That's what I remember just seeing as we just go to games because we're going to lose. It's just enjoying meeting people, and I met some brilliant people at the ground. And that's one of the reasons why I kept going, is because I was enjoying just some people from my friends, were going to see them, and also just some amazing people in the ground. People that I forgot the names of, but I won't forget their faces. And I remember how they made us feel. It made me feel. And that suckered me in to keep supporting the club. But at the same time, patches get rough in terms of the channel, in terms of life, in terms of football. And at the moment, football, it could fast forward a few years, obviously win the Premier League, win the Championship, winning the FA Cup. And we've had success that I wouldn't dream of coming back. I remember going to the grounds, and people used to, around the Craig Levein era when I used to go, and all they used to talk about was the Martin O'Neill era. And I kept saying, shut up, because that era is dead. That era is finished. We're not going back to the days of Matt Elliott and Steve Walsh. Muzzy, is it? Them that players aren't coming back. They're done. We've had that era now. Let's move on. We've in this era. And the reason why I say that is because I've seen some of the worst bits of Leicester during that time. And I used to go to the games, and I used to enjoy like spending time going to the games. And then I kind of watched games and moved to London for a little bit. Then I decided to come over and started doing some content online for Leicester Fan TV. I used to do some semi-regular shows. I met a couple of people like Ant and James. We ended up going off and doing our own thing. Leicester Fan at the time, TV was called 100% LCFC, I believe. And then they're meeting some of those. Started our own channel during the pandemic, and I've loved it. I've genuinely loved doing content, and this isn't going to be the end of the channel. This is definitely not. But I've just got to put my priorities right. I've done a lot of videos. How many videos have I done on the channel? Let me have a look. If you notice where the channel has started, it started from me and James and Ant starting the channel as the three of us. Then I took it on, and altogether we've done over 600 videos. And I've met some brilliant people during the time. And I feel like this is the end. It's not the end. All I'm saying is this channel has to take a backseat in my life in terms of priorities. Football, this channel was I never created it to be something that I was going to make money off. It's just my passion, that my club and my city that I absolutely love it. And at the time, I'm getting fed up of talking about Leicester City, and I don't want to affect other people's. I don't want other channels to get recognized. Blue Tinted Glasses is doing phenomenally well, and all credit to Anil and all credit to Locks. They're doing fantastic. I don't want this demonetization to affect other people and affect other channels. I believe we'll get it back, but it's gonna. But I'm not sure. But with the situation at the moment, with the monetization, and we'll keep putting out videos. There's going to be a video on the channel you might have already seen with Lewis G. Again, one of the first guys to help me get started on the channel that Ant introduced me to, because Ant wasn't available. He introduced me, and Lewis has gone on to get 50k subs, and he's been brilliant. And I've given it a good go. But I'm going to have to take a step back from content. Not because I don't enjoy it, but I only want to contribute something that's positive. And I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at the moment with what I'm talking about in terms of Leicester. The ownership, the less said about it, the better, in terms of what's happening with the BC get whatever it's called, BC game, whatever it's called nowadays, with the shirt sponsor, with the fact that Steve Cooper is still doing Steve Cooper things, and he's still in again. And people say, give him more time. I can see where it's going. the combination of those for Tau's ACL injury, as mentioned before, Ricardo's injury, and the fact is, I work a lot on computers, and I spend a lot of time. I don't want to spend more time behind a desk. Doesn't mean it's going to be the end of the channel. And we've had brilliant success. We've hit a channel I can't believe over a video with over 180k views. And there are some brilliant Leicester fan channels out there. You've got, again, there's so many to mention. Obviously, Ant we've mentioned before, Locks. You've got Luke. Make sure you subscribe to Luke from Fox's Leicester City Down Under. You've got, again, Jack's Final Whistle's got doing some great stuff. Josh, and I'm sorry if I've missed so many other people out. I genuinely am. And all the people that have had on the channel. This isn't the end. But we've been running this. I've been running this now for about 4.5 years, and we've done, again, 600 videos. Now, you will still see me, but you'll see me on blue tinted glasses for the post match. The reason why we're not streaming over here, because I don't want to get them demonetized. So for post match content, I'll still be streaming with them, but I won't be sharing it to this channel. What I'm going to focus on now potentially is once a week, just checking in, interviewing some fans if I can find a fan for that channel. If, for example, the Brentford game, and I've looked far and wide, and the channel and setting it up and the timings, the amount of time this channel is taking up, I'm not seeing a return. And it's not even in terms of money or viewership growth or anything like that. It's just I want to take it back to the very basics of maybe not even having a green screen. Might just even be on my phone, just a quick recording and going, this is the update. And filming something quick and getting something out there. This is not the end of the channel, and it kind of feels like it. But when there is nothing positive, I don't like talking negatively about my club. But if there is nothing else positive to talk about, I'd rather not make a video. And I'm in the privileged position where I work a full-time job. I've got a good job, and they're fine with me doing this. But it's more of my own personal decision. I think the monetization will come back. I've got to appeal it. I've got to put out a video going through why that particularly is. But it's just another kick in the teeth. And again, never thought this channel was going to be massive. I never expected it to go, and I was going to have a whole YouTube career. And I don't think I'd even mentioned on this stream the fact that we got mentioned and Beyond the 90 got nominated in 2021 for an FCA. For 2020, I think 2021, we got nominated for a Football Content Award, one of the biggest content awards in the UK, and it was brilliant. The channel was slowed, and that's okay. And it's not saying it's going to go anywhere. It's just the amount of effort I'm going to put into it is going to slow. So, what do you want to see? This is a question up to you now. What do you want to see from the channel? I enjoy doing the talking with other people, interviewing people about the club and talking generally about football. And that's how this channel started. And we've seen people come and people go, and you've been seeing all sorts of different characters on there. And I'm really glad to have put other people in to audiences that they wouldn't have. And I'll still continue to do that. And for the people that have messaged and said, can I come on, look at collaborations? And it's not from the lack of trying. I just haven't had the time, and it's still not been a priority. And has asked me so many times to do a weekly stream. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'd love to. I just don't have the capacity. Shameless FC with Lewis, you might have seen from Carefree Lewis G. I will try and make it where possible, but it just doesn't have the time. And it also means that I'll be watching less football. And if I watch less football, I've got less to talk about. So that's my little summary. Again, we're not going anywhere. It's been a blast, but we're not leaving the channel. It's just going to become less frequent. If you want to see me on a regular basis, I will be on Blue Tinted Glasses, which is linked in the description. This isn't the end. It's just to say I'm taking a bit of a step back for my own personal benefit. And also for the benefit, I don't want to be the guy that just moans about football, because at the moment there's a lot to moan about, let's be honest. When things have come out in the past where, for example, the Fatawa situation, I don't feel like making a video because I'm just gutted. I'm gutted for him. I'm I'm not happy that Steve Cooper's in charge. And I can see us getting absolutely thumped by Chelsea. But I'm gonna take it back to the very basics. What am I going to enjoy? And maybe making some short videos here and there that are going to be more that'll be better for you, and try and offer something that other people aren't. So again, if you want to see me on a more regular basis, live, it will be at Blue Tinted Glasses. I'll be there every other week or so. You'll see me on there, and I'll be here where I can. So, for example, with the Brentford fan, I just don't have a contact, so there won't be any videos until then. So, thank you, everybody. It's been a blast. Not going anywhere, but I'm just dialing it back as my priorities change. Hopefully, you can understand. And as you probably saw by it, there's been less and less content as we've gone through. So, hopefully, you enjoy. Say like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you around.